Oh, freak, what was that?
Camping after midnight is supposed to be quiet, a time when the world slows down and the wilderness settles into stillness. But what happens when the dark refuses to stay silent when something unseen begins to move just beyond the firelight? Tonight, we'll be covering 6 unexplained encounters campers experienced after midnight, all captured by real explorers in real locations where the night revealed far more than it should have.
I'm with my children.
Whoa.
Exploring with Brad is a channel built around real, unscripted exploration of the unknown. Brad takes viewers deep into forests, abandoned locations, and remote wilderness areas, often alone and often at night, documenting Sasquatch hotspots, unexplained phenomena, and places known for strange activity. On December 1st, 2025, Brad returns alone to a snow-covered forest near Barrie, Ontario, to camp overnight at a known Sasquatch hotspot. What begins as a straightforward investigation quickly turns into an unsettling experience, marked by isolation, uncertainty, and the growing feeling that something unseen is sharing the woods with him.
We decided to go back, I decided to go back to Bigfoot. It's gonna be a little creepy. I'm gonna try to spend the night again. Last time I actually made it I made it a lot further, let's just say that, without taking off and stuff. So I want to see what I can get here, drum up a few different tests using different gear, and just see what we can get. Like, honestly, I've never seen it. I don't think anybody really truly has. There isn't the best video footage of this thing being out there. A lot of people have said there's hoaxes and things like that, people wearing ape outfits and stuff like that. But I really hope that we could get something or find it, because this is a real legit Bigfoot hotspot.
Brad enters the forest under a pale winter sky, the ground blanketed in thick snow that muffles sound and distorts distance. The cold presses in immediately, draining stamina and sharpening every breath. Trees stand in rigid rows where the forest was once managed by human hands. But beyond those lines, the wilderness reclaims itself, twisted, uneven, and quietly oppressive. Even before anything overt happens, the atmosphere carries weight, as though the land itself is watching, waiting.
I've seen Angelo with this light at a distance trying to find him, and it was difficult. So the green light is definitely low vision, unless I'm actually pointing at you. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking because I want to capture visual of this thing. Oh, it could be anything. What was that? Kind of creepy. Okay, that sounded like a scream, but it sounded like someone was being attacked by something. That was unnerving. I don't really want to call out because I don't want to be the next target, you know what I mean? If there is somebody. We do have wolves here too. Very rare. Mostly it's coyotes, but you never know. Okay, well, there are footsteps here. I don't know what these are. If it could be a person, you never know, because look, there's no print. These are a few days old, but look, the prints go up, right up this way, right where I heard the scream.
As Brad moves deeper, the forest abruptly breaks its silence. A distant, raw sound cuts through the air, neither clearly human nor animal, echoing unnaturally through the trees. The camera steadies as Brad stops walking, his posture stiffening. The sound leaves no clear direction, only the unmistakable impression of distress or aggression. The trail ahead reveals disturbances in the snow, faint impressions partially erased by time and weather. Brad follows cautiously, aware that winter hides as much as it reveals. Every step forward feels deliberate now, measured, as if something unseen has already decided where he is allowed to go. The The camera lingers on a cluster of strange impressions in the snow. The shapes appear uneven, with a heavy heel and a dragged front edge that doesn't match footwear. The tracks circle briefly, then stop, as if whatever made them simply vanished.
I know I'm gonna ruin these prints here, but I kind of just want to take a peek at these other two up here. Yeah, look. I don't know what that is, but look at the heel. There's the heel there, and then there's big space here. And then it kind of dragged. Let's see. I don't know what this thing is. They look like little bombs. Yeah, look at these prints here though. Like, look at them. Like, there's the heel. So there's the heel right there, but then look at this, the front part. It almost looks like little toes or something, doesn't it not? You gotta be kidding me. I am actually really creeped out right now. I mean, I could follow this. Do you want to follow the trail of feet? Like, I don't know what it is. That's the thing. It might not be a Bigfoot. It really could be anything. But look at it. The bottom is like a heel. And the front part, it's almost like, it looks like a V. What is this? Let's just see where the prints go. There's more here. I don't know what they are. Did it go in a circle?
And in that exact moment, while he was still studying the disturbed snow, a sudden sound tore through the forest, striking him with a fear so intense it seemed to shake him to his core.
He turned around. Look. They stop. Like, they stopped right here. They come around the tree and... Whoa. Holy crap, what was that? What was that? Oh, man, what was that? Yeah, I just heard that. It sounded like a screech. Okay. What was that? That scared me. Okay, I'm just gonna walk with caution. Hey, there's the tracks again. Okay, they went around the tree. And they dragged here. Back onto the path. Okay.
The sound erupts again, louder and more aggressive, sending a visible jolt through Brad's body. The forest, once expansive, now feels tight and confining. Brad chooses not to retreat immediately. Instead, he presses on toward lower ground, not knowing it is going to be one of the worst decisions he ever made. Something suddenly crashed out of the darkness toward Brad. The camera failed to catch what it was, but his reaction was immediate. He stumbled back, retreating toward a narrow bridge that led to more familiar ground. The forest ahead remained swallowed by darkness, yet the sense of closeness was overwhelming, as if something large had halted just beyond the reach of the light, watching without revealing itself.
Some sounds. But yeah, some sort of creature. I don't know what that is. You can see it's all rubbed together too. Those look like bigger prints. So you can see. I'll show you what boots look like. See, these are... that's a boot print, okay? I have no idea what that is. See how it's kind of jagged? Yeah, I don't have any indication of a boot. Not even a small one. That's some sort of creature or animal. Okay, let's go. Let's follow these prints. You know, like... Oh man, what's that? Oh freak, what was that? No, something's out there. Oh, let's go back to the teepee. Holy smokes, what was that? Oh, okay, come on, let's go. was wide open. Wide open. We would have been here. Here. I don't want to run anymore. I'm wearing too many layers. It's out there. It's out there.
Eventually, Brad makes the decision to return to the Bigfoot teepee, a place that once felt like a destination, now reduced to a fragile refuge.
That way. It sounded like it came up when I blinked the lights a few times. It sounded like it came up, and then it kind of turned around. I don't want to go back there though. Whatever it was, it sounded like it was big. That's the thing, you don't want to end up being part of the food chain, their food chain, if you're not yet. Alright, we're back on the main trail, ladies and gentlemen. Headed towards Bigfoot Teepee. We heard some unsettling noises before, so we have to be on our lookout. I don't know what it is again. Some weird footprints I've seen out here, to say the least.
Despite the deep, screaming growls that were felt as much as they were heard, he pressed forward through the narrow trails. By the time he reached the teepee site, night had fully settled in, and as darkness closed around him, Brad prepared to camp and cautiously attempted to communicate with whatever might be lurking just beyond the edge of the light.
Let's keep going. Well, we gotta check it out. Like, I don't know what else to say. If we want to capture Bigfoot, we're going to have to pursue this thing. I don't see anybody. It's quiet here. I think we can set up. Officially say we can set up here.
As Brad attempts to rest, the forest answers back. Disembodied words emerge through his equipment, fragmented, unsettling, layered over distant natural sounds. The camera remains fixed, capturing Brad's tense posture as the night presses closer.
Were you hunted by the Yeti? The Bigfoot? It's silent.
I'm with my children.
Whoa. I just heard something down this way, and then all of a sudden this spoke to us. I'm with my children. Did you die with your children, Annie? Oh, that scared the out of me. It was like a screech. Was that you just now? Were you on the right side of my tent?
The sense of isolation intensifies, not eased by the voices, but sharpened by them. Then, without warning, the terrifying sound returns again around the campsite. A deep growl rises from the darkness, close enough to be felt in his chest. Brad bolts from the teepee, his breath ragged and his light bouncing wildly as fear takes hold. Any curiosity or intent to investigate is stripped away in an instant, replaced by pure survival. Fighting exhaustion, heart pounding, and lungs burning in the cold air, he forces himself toward the trail, leaving the location behind with the unmistakable sense that whatever was out there had made its intentions clear.
Oh, Frank, what was that? Yeah, it sounded like a growl. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't even know if I can stay here tonight. This is crazy. Oh man, something came. came running towards my teepee. I heard a growl. Oh, fudge. Oh, free. Let's go. Oh man. Oh, come on, Brad. Let's go to the trail. Let's go. Free. Oh man. Oh, what was that? Oh. Oh man. Yeah, something out there. Whew. Okay, let's go.
Just as he finally emerges from the forest, the relief washed over him immediately. Whatever followed him does not reveal itself, but its presence lingers, heavy and unresolved. Brad leaves without answers, without proof, and without the night he intended to spend there. What remains is the unsettling certainty that something in those woods reacted to him, not as a passing hiker, but as an intrusion.
Okay, we're gonna make it. Free. Oh, come on. Oh, man. What was that? Oh, let's go. Oh, man. It was down there. Oh,
And perhaps the most haunting part is not what was heard or seen, but what was never fully revealed.
I hear the road. Thank goodness. I can't run. Just it's too thick. Wear myself right out. Wear my body out. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I hear the road. Oh baby. Yep. Okay, so made it out unscathed, thank goodness, but I don't know what it is. There's something out there, and it's really freaking to me. So I know I can't stay here overnight. I'll have to get going. But sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, hype this video, because we got more to come for you, baby.
Because some places don't need to show themselves to be understood. Meet Gaz, the quiet and methodical presence behind the YouTube channel Grizzly Gaz. Known for his calm demeanor and grounded approach to wild camping, Gaz doesn't chase spectacle. He lets places speak for themselves. On February the 27th, 2023, he came up with the simple plan, but unsettling in its implications, to stealth camp along a disused railway line dismantled in 1953, a forgotten scar through the woods that local stories insist is haunted by an apparition known only as the Lady in White. According to legend, she once lived at the farmhouse overlooking the line, and by her own hand, has bound her to this stretch of land ever since. Gaz enters the woods not to provoke, but to observe, to experience the place as it is now, and to see whether the silence still carries memory.
Because you're not really supposed to be in these woods, but there is a spooky story that goes with these woods. The Lady in White is supposed to haunt this location. It's an old dismantled railway, and apparently the lady who lived at the farm up on top of this hill, she hung herself down here. Now this is going back into the 1800s, I think it was. I think that over there used to be one of the platforms for trains. Yeah, look, you can see up there, this is where they used to come down that path there, and this.
The story of the Lady in White hangs over the scene without needing to be spoken again. The kind of local legend that lingers not because it is dramatic, but because it refuses to. Gaz moves carefully, aware that he is somewhere he shouldn't really be, his presence temporary and easily erased by the woods. As he pushes deeper along the line, the remnants of human purpose begin to surface.
Looks like it would have been toilets at one point. You see all the glazed bricks. Here's one there, look. Does it say the maker? Farnley Iron Co. Look at this. Wonder if this were the station then here. But that's the farm up there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's where the lady in white was supposed to have lived. Now it might just be an old wives' tale to try and keep kids from coming up here and dossing about. Or it might be true.
Raised ground where a platform once stood, bricks glazed and stubbornly intact, half swallowed by moss and soil. These aren't ruins preserved for history. They are leftovers, abandoned and ignored, slowly being reclaimed. Above the trees, barely visible through branches, sits the old farmhouse on the hill. Gaz chooses a spot nestled between trees, sheltered but exposed enough to feel the wind funneling through the cutting. As the sun drops below the horizon, the character of the place changes. Shadows lengthen along the old track bed, and the forest begins to close in visually, depth collapsing into darkness between trunks. The wind picks up, threading through the cutting like breath through a narrow throat. This is the hour when old stories usually begin, not with drama, but with subtle shifts that make familiar actions feel exposed. With food prepared and the camp established, the camera lingers on the edge of the railway line. Beyond the firelight, the darkness is complete. The farmhouse lights in the distance are faint, human life reduced to tiny points against the black mass of trees. The legend of the lady in white no longer feels like a story told to scare children, but a way of explaining why this stretch of land feels emotionally unfinished. As the night deepened, a sound emerged from somewhere deep within the woods, thin, fragile, and unmistakably like a child weeping. Gaz tried to pinpoint its source, slowly scanning the darkness, but the camera revealed nothing.
Hello?
When the sound grew stronger, more defined, he made the decision to move farther into the woods, drawn by the need to understand what he was really hearing. As he moved deeper into the woods, there was no movement, no shape, no explanation, only darkness pressing in from every side. He called out several times, but his voice fell flat against the trees, swallowed without response. Fear settled in fully then, and with no answers waiting ahead, he made the only decision that felt possible: to return to the campsite. But what awaited him there would push the situation far beyond anything he expected.
Hello? Even our friends will heard that.
Within the forest, there was a brief moment of quiet, just long enough to breathe, before the sound returned. This time, louder, clearer, and sharp enough to trigger instinct before logic had any chance to intervene.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Realizing the situation was unraveling, Gaz made the hardest choice he could: retreat. But the decision had come too late to change what was already unfolding.
Hello? Hello?
As he left the site in a hurry, he caught a glimpse of something behind him, low to the ground, still, watching, its shape resembling a black cat at the edge of the darkness. Gaz couldn't be sure if it was instinct or imagination, and he didn't wait to find out, leaving the place without a second thought.
I can still hear it. Absolutely bobbed me pants then. A black cat sat on wall. Oh wow. I shat my pants then. Absolutely. Call me whatever you want, but that was just weird, that. Absolutely weird. That's the fastest I've ever packed up in my life. Look, I ain't even done my shoes. Just threw them on.
Although Gaz left unharmed, the questions remained. Who was making those sounds and those orb-like eyes in the darkness? Were they really just a cat, or something far more sinister? Yet one thing was certain: places like this don't need proof or apparitions to feel haunted. They carry memories in their silence, things that resist explanation. The railway line may have been dismantled decades ago, but whatever lingers here has not moved on, and perhaps it never will. Meet Mike, the adventurous spirit behind Mike Wanders. Through his channel, Mike takes viewers on a year-long solitary expedition across North America, exploring the most infamous hotspots for Sasquatch activity. His mission: to immerse himself in these wild, untamed lands, to understand the mystery, and perhaps to find something truly extraordinary. But as he ventured deeper, he would come to realize that some mysteries are best left undisturbed, and some fears are far more primal than he ever imagined. Mike's journey began in the shadow of Mount St. Helens, a landscape steeped in tales not just of volcanic fury, but also of a mysterious bipedal species said to lurk in its dark forests. He delved into the vast underground lava tunnels, considering them perfect, undetected pathways for a shy and intelligent creature.
So you can tell these underground caves are pretty humongous. This thing is huge. That looks like it's 30 feet high. It goes back a couple miles, and these are just one of the caves that we know about. A lot of these areas people really do think are undiscovered. Like, look at this. This is unbelievable.
Looks like another tunnel. Goes way back there. There's really cool ledges on it too. It's super cold down here.
His exploration of Ape Cave, a humongous cavern stretching for miles, offered a glimpse into the scale of these hidden networks, where untold secrets reside.
This cave is humongous. Watch where you step, though.
His next destination was June Lake, higher up the mountain, a site recommended by a researcher known as the Ape Canyon Guy, a place only a few miles from the legendary Ape Canyon attack. Mike chose to go alone, believing he would appear less of a threat to any inhabitants.
I'm doing this alone. My reasoning is pretty simple. Just by being alone, I would think I might be considered maybe less of a threat. I only have a night. It's not like I have a month to come habituate this site. I only have tonight, so I want them to quickly feel comfortable with me, whatever them are, if it's a thing. Be alone, unthreatening, unassuming. At the end of the day, I'm just here to appreciate nature. That's why I'm an avid backpacker. I'm out here all the time. I'm not really doing Bigfoot stuff. But I gotta admit, often it's in the back of my head. So what better way to combine the two than to do some backpacking in Bigfoot country?
As Mike hiked, the tranquility of the forest was shattered by an unsettling incident. A sudden, loud thud echoed, as if something heavy had fallen from his pack, but nothing was amiss. But moments later, what unfolded was something more disturbing.
Just stopped because I thought something fell off with the back of my pack. I have so many things hanging on to carabiners. It scared the crap out of me when it hit the ground. It was loud. And I yelled, Jesus. And then I didn't drop anything. I don't know what it was. Likely an animal. That's the thing, is you come out in these areas looking for something. It's at the top of your mind. And right now I'm thinking Bigfoot, Bigfoot, Bigfoot. But it scared the crap out of me. Probably would have scared me even if I wasn't looking for Bigfoot.
The unnerving sound repeated. Something slammed down on the ground next to him twice. He was on edge, the quiet amplifying every unexplained sound, his mind racing with possibilities beyond mere animals.
It just happened again. I'm just gonna have to keep recording, which I can't do, obviously. I don't know if it was that rock down there, but it lands. Both times it's landed like my water bottle falls off and hits the ground. I don't see pine cones. I don't know. I guess I'm on edge. I'll record for a little bit here. Hopefully it happens again. That's twice that something's like slammed down on the ground next to me. It's likely absolutely nothing. It's just me being excited. But it doesn't matter, it's quiet. And both times that it happens, it sounds like my water bottle has fallen off and hit the ground.
He then began to recall stories from other hikers who had reported being escorted out of these trails by a bipedal creature. It was a two-footed gait distinctly different from a four-legged animal, paralleling them from a distance.
Now, one of the reasons I was advised to come check out this area is that apparently recently two hikers were experiencing activity and they had something walking on 2 feet, basically escorting them out of this trail. It's paralleling them the entire way. And they reported it. You can tell, you can listen to my footprints right now. That sounds different than an animal walking through the forest with 4 legs. And they said it was on 2 feet, stayed a ways in the woods, and basically walked with them the entire way.
Upon reaching June Lake, Mike was captivated by its beauty. A waterfall, an upside-down tree, all set against the dramatic backdrop of an active volcano. He pondered the upside-down tree, contemplating if it was a natural occurrence or a powerful Sasquatch marking its territory, a display of strength to ward off rival groups. Despite its allure, a deep sense of unease settled over him, prompting him to heed his instincts and turn back from a trail he felt was too sketchy to traverse alone at night, recalling a past experience where intuition saved him from a grisly encounter.
This location seemed almost too good to be true. Like something out of a Disney World Sasquatch exhibit. A waterfall, an upside-down tree, all set against the backdrop of an active volcano.
You know, part of me wonders with that upside-down tree back there, if that's just a male Sasquatch trying to show his size and strength a long time ago, maybe claiming this place as its own so another group of Sasquatch don't come in and claim it.
The problem is with that logic is that you see these upside down trees in flat forests where there is nothing for it to fall off of. I think it's Prince of Wales Island in Alaska, notorious for upside down trees, huge upside down trees. That one might have fallen, but it looks like it would have had to fall from a 10-time greater height for it to stick like that.
The quest for answers then led Mike to the infamous Paul Freeman film site in the Blue Mountains, a location he hoped would offer a spookier experience. He arrived at the exact spot where the iconic Sasquatch footage was filmed, a place steeped in the history of Paul Freeman's painstaking search for tracks.
This trail just feels a certain way. It feels like a trail that you just kind of want to leave, even though that was beautiful. But you just get this eerie feeling on it. It's tough to explain.
This location had a heavier feeling to it when compared to my night on Mount St. Helens. For whatever reason, I was on edge.
The area carried a heavier, more oppressive atmosphere than Mount St. Helens. The trail itself exuded an eerie feeling, an inexplicable sense of wanting to leave, putting Mike on edge. That night, Mike embarked on a solitary hike down the legendary trail of the Freeman film site. Despite his vast experience backpacking alone in remote, even dangerous terrains, he felt an unprecedented, overwhelming fear. Every instinct screamed at him not to continue, the feeling of being watched intensifying with each step, exacerbated by his fading headlamp. It felt to him the creepiest thing he had ever done, a profound fear that left him turning around every 2 seconds, constantly checking behind him until he could no longer bear it, and retreated to his campfire, still reeling from the overwhelming terror.
I'm just lighting as bright a fire as I can, because I just can't overcome the chills. I've had chills. It's not because I'm cold. I've had chills for an hour. And I backpack alone all the time. There's something about these woods, there's something about this area, there's something about tonight. Maybe it's the fact that I'm here on my second night. And it's just dead quiet. That's what I'm here for though, right?
However, the intense feeling of being watched faded with the drizzling light of the next morning. At daybreak, he ventured deep into the woods, searching for signs, clinging to the hope of finding what he sought, and to his surprise, he did. The footprints and the unusual fall of trees only strengthened his intuition that he might be very close to what he was searching for. Just how close, however, remained a question no one could answer.
What is more epic than this? Now, that looks like a print. I mean, is that a print? I mean, it could be 2 tracks. It could be something stepped here, something stepped there. But there's toe prints. And, oh, here's my boot. I'm size 13. Might be another one that's not as clear.
As the day came to an end, the night only grew stranger. While resting in his camp, he began to hear unfamiliar noises, sounds he couldn't properly describe.
Back of the tent here. Just gonna sit here in the dark and see if something comes up to me. Maybe it's better to just come out here and be quiet.
Sure, I'll be up pretty late tonight. Probably not going to get much sleep in a place like this.
The sound was distinct from anything he'd heard in his countless nights in the wilderness, leaving him devastated because he couldn't simply dismiss it as natural. Mike's journey culminated in a remote, quiet cove, a place that immediately struck him with an overwhelming sense of unwelcomeness.
I've been out here for hours. Gonna now go into the tent and see if I can get any sleep. This is a pretty creepy place to sleep. Maybe the creepiest I've ever slept.
Mike's hair-raising expeditions had him questioning the sustainability of his solitary approach. The profound fear he experienced, particularly in the deep, dark woods, is as human as any, tapping into our ancient apprehension of the unknown.
When kind of scouting out where to go, I talked to people, looked at locations and sightings, including the people who operate these water taxis. And he said that, well, nobody comes out here. So that's why I came. And it's just kind of a lush, obviously perfect spot with a freshwater water source coming down all the way onto the beach with a really hidden, quiet, calm cove that gets a lot of fish. And he said, if I was a Sasquatch, that's where I would be.
There are still truly wild places, and Bigfoot for Mike represents one of the last great adventures into the unknown, a mystery that pulls us deeper into the wilderness, and perhaps back to something ancient within ourselves. If there's one thing these stories remind us of, it's that the wilderness never truly sleeps. After midnight, the woods can feel alive in ways we don't fully understand, and some encounters leave behind more questions than answers. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing for more real encounters caught on camera. You can find more unsettling stories by clicking the videos on screen. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.